Happy 111 and new moon. Today is an amazing day. So let's do a pick a pile, and then let's talk about what kind of new moon this is. So we have an elephant. It's really pretty. It's heavy. I like to use this elephant as a Ganesh, the overcoming, he helps you overcome obstacles. So that is this guy. Let's just see him. Then we have the lock and key. So we're able to unlock what we want and lock up. And, turn the key. There we go. So we can unlock and lock. And then we have the Smoky Quartz little Buddha guy, and he is so cute. So Smoky Quartz removes negative energy. So let's talk about the new moon in Capricorn, and it is the perfect new moon to lay the foundation of what you want this year to be. So Capricorn is great for planning what it is that you need to focus on and what really matters to you. So it can be for careers, it could be something with structure, something with money, something with laying the foundation for something that you want in relationships. But it is a structural type of a thing, which is perfect for January because that's where we are usually planning out what we want to do for the full year. So pile 1, remember, is this overcomer of obstacles. Pile number 2 is unlocking. And pile number 3 is removing negative energy, because what we're going to do is we're going to find out what it is that is standing in your way for 2024 so you can clear it out. So that's what you're going to pick a pile for. Tune in, whichever pile it is. I will also timestamp it, so if you don't pick the other ones, you can just move over to yours. So what is it that we need to remove so that we can build the structure, and not only build the structure, but go forward, continuing to build and create the life that we want? Okay, so if you picked pile 1, now I don't know what they are, so we'll be finding out together. Pile 1, the overcomer of obstacles. So what's blocking pile number 1, right? From building this wonderful structure or continuing to build, what is in the way? So card number 1 is the 9 of Wands. So we have the 9 of Wands taking a real protective stance, really making sure that. Now remember, the 9 of Wands has been through it. The 9 of Wands has really been through it. There is a reason why he is standing there like this, surrounded by the things that he has worked really hard for. So in other tarot cards, he's the one who has the bandage over him. He's looking weathered. This guy buffed up with, he really buffed up with the things that he had to go through. So is it the things that you have gone through that is making you feel like I have to stand guard? And he seems unmovable. Even though he's a fire, he seems unmovable. So what I would ask is, what things have you accumulated that are making you stay in place, that you feel are important, but maybe aren't the mountain to stand upon? Maybe a little bit more flexibility, maybe taking some of that fire and really using that fire this year that you've accumulated. Let's face it, everybody, the last several years for most of us has been a wild, wild ride. And there are reasons why he has accumulated what he has and why he stands there in his power. But while you dig your heels in, I mean, he's even barefoot in that soil. As he digs his feet in, let's see what we can remove and make room for. Maybe dig our heels in for our non-negotiables, but also have some flexibility. So I think that we're going to be looking for where can you be flexible and what things can you let go of so you can make room. Forgiveness. Interesting. So we have the Nine of Wands right after we have forgiveness. So this is two people, but it really could be what do you need to forgive within yourself? What things do you need to forgive so you can let some of these things go? Who do you need maybe to forgive, but not necessarily have in your life anymore? And being okay with that. So forgiveness doesn't mean that we are forgetting. It means we are releasing the energy from within ourselves. If we cause the issue that needs forgiveness, or somebody else has caused the issue that we need forgiveness, whichever way that ball rolls, that's okay. You can forgive and then move on. And no one said this was going to be easy. Forgiveness isn't always easy. And these are our surrender cards. Surrender to trust. Trust yourself in your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what you do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. Okay, so let's look back up at the forgiveness card. I want to make sure you got a good look at the forgiveness card. Here is the surrender to trust card. So maybe one of the things that you need to forgive is how you didn't trust yourself in the past. And maybe you need to be willing to forgive people who maybe you feel steered you the wrong way. But here, he's very confident. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. He is very confident. He is standing in, he is dug in. So it's not maybe that you have to release the path that you're on, but maybe some of the things that you've accumulated, some of the things that are not working for you anymore, and the forgiveness is really suggesting that. So hopefully this resonates with you and you are able to move forward confidently, knowing that you have fought for this path. You have succeeded in this path. You're going to move forward and continue to succeed, especially as you're building things in this Capricorn new moon. Remember, new moons are planting seeds. Okay. Pile 2. When we unlock, I love locks and keys. I love keys because keys can lock things in and unlock you to set you free. So I love that. And let's see what may be in your way or something that you need to address for this Capricorn new moon. Okay. 5 of Swords. Okay, so 5 of the Swords, I call the 5 of Swords winning at all costs. So we have the air sign. They're not very happy. In this card, you really need to figure out, are you this guy? Or are you one of these guys? So it's a victory, but what have you sacrificed to get that victory? What did you need to do that doesn't feel good. So that could be anything from that balancing your life and making sure that you played as much as you worked. So there's an imbalance here. And fives, remember, are change. So something is changing. And maybe you don't want to move forward with this type of change. So finding what it is that you need to change so that it's not winning at all costs. So maybe if you're one of these guys, you feel that somebody has stepped all over you so they can get what they want. And if that's in your way, what do you want to do about that? We have to strengthen up and see where our boundaries are and our non-negotiables are. If you're this person and you have been the one who sacrificed everything for this one thing, it's not going to feel that great. We really do need balance in our lives. Sometimes we work more than we play. Sometimes we play more than we work. That's okay as long as there's an ebb and flow and you are getting all the pieces in your life. So we really want to address this energy. And with changes afoot, and believe me, 2024 is going to be about changes, you're really going to want to plant the seeds of, I want to go about things a better way, or I want to set up the boundaries. And either way, if you're these guys or this guy, you want to go about doing things a little bit differently. So however you've been going down this road, we're going to reevaluate so that the road going forward during the change, changing your mind, changing your thoughts, changing the way that you've been doing things, is going to make the rest of the ride better. Worthiness. Doesn't these go hand in hand so great? If you're these guys, your worthiness is going to be challenged. If you feel that somebody has really just done you wrong and you need a change, you have to get in touch with your worthiness. You have to. You were born worthy. Doesn't matter what kind of circumstances, your soul and the essence of who you are is born worthy. So getting in touch with that. If you have been out of balance with the changes that you've been doing, then you have to find the worthiness and a worthier cause and a worthier path to go through so that you feel your best, the absolute best you can in all decisions that you make. Doesn't mean you're an awful person and a rotten person making people cry. This is not what it means. If you have, then we definitely want to revisit it because energy boomerangs. But really what it means is, if we're going to go forward with change, we have to find the worthiness in everything, in the balance of things, in our thoughts. We have to find other people and circumstances worthy, even if we're going to remove them from our lives. So worthiness is going to be a key player in this moon, in this new moon. Your surrender card is surrender to rest and sleep. So we don't always make the best choices and how we act in our plans when we haven't rested. And this really goes back to this kind of balance of, if you're putting everything and going forward to the point that there's lack in other areas, then we need to stop, need to rest, reevaluate, which the Capricorn new moon is perfect for. So you want to prevent the burnout. You want to slow down. You want to honor your needs. Worthiness. I am worthy of rest. I don't always have to be pushing so hard, especially in the change area. So you want quiet time, peaceful sleep. You want to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. So Sleep is always going to be important. Nobody works their best, acts their best, or proceeds forward without the correct rest, if it's within your mind, your body, or your spirit. But it also can mean wait. Let's reevaluate, because something's out of balance here. Something doesn't feel good. And let me work on that worthiness. And these are all things that you're going to be using as you write things out for your new moon. You're manifesting. Okay, perfect. And here's the little baby Buddha, cleansing energy, moving energy around. He's just precious. And he is smoky quartz, so he is just cleansing it. He's sending good energy everywhere. So if you pick number 3 with our little baby Buddha, let's see what the new moon in Capricorn of building and structuring is going to bring for you. 4 of Pentacles. Got my mind on my money and my money on my mind. So you're holding on to something pretty tight. So this could be something that you're really focusing in on, the savings and the money. Okay, because we have the 4 of structure. It is a new moon in Capricorn, which is structure. So we could be just seriously embracing structure around money. But whenever we hold this tight, we're also just, it feels like you can't breathe. It's like I'm hanging on. So we want to kind of loosen up the grip a little bit and allow an ebb and flow, as long as it's done properly. Maybe budgeting your money so that you don't have to focus so deeply on it all of the time. Okay, let's read a little more into that with the next card. Get out of here. Trust. Trust. What was the other one? Oh, forgiveness, worthiness, trust. What did I think that we dealt with trust before? Oh, it was in one of these. Okay, we have a little theme going on here. All right. So that makes a lot of sense that we have trust when we're hanging on so tight. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with focusing in on money. Nothing. There's nothing wrong with building a structure, especially in the beginning of the year, especially with a Capricorn moon, especially with the 111. So that is good. But you also need to have trust. Trust in yourself so that it doesn't have to be such a vice grip. So it is a structure. You're in this whole energy of foundation. So now breathe a little. Trust a little. See the feather being light as a feather. Letting go. You can hold it, but relax a little bit into it. Because if there isn't an ebb and flow, especially when it comes to things with money, money is meant to be an exchange. And it's, you know, it's a symbolic of the bartering system, right? So I want that, I'll give you that. And when we hold it this tight, it holds the energy. I hope I'm making sense with this. You're holding on to the energy. So when you lighten up and you trust the flow, you trust it, you give thanks. I know it sounds weird, but if you give thanks to your bills because your bills gave you something, and thank you for the money that pays for the bills, and you kiss it into the universe, things have a way. Remember, we talked about the boomeranging energy. If you don't release this grip, where's that boomeranging energy? So you need to trust in that. And he's going to help you cleanse that out. And what do you need to release with your release card? Frustration. These always go so well together. Frustration. So you can almost sense his frustration or the hanging on and the needing with trust. So frustration doesn't open any doors because there's no flow. It's holding. It's almost like frustration feels like holding your breath. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so that you may approach the situation more calmly. I don't know if I brought this up for you. Trust. And this makes a lot of sense when it comes to things you're trying to hold on to. It could be anything. It could be a relationship that you're hanging so tightly on. It could be money that you're hanging on to. Whatever you feel that you have this tight grip on, there's a stagnation of energy that occurs and it starts to get stale and it just isn't vibrant. So when you trust and you release and you breathe a little bit, this doesn't mean going on a spending spree or being like, I don't care anymore. What it just means is I'm laying down a framework, I'm laying down a plan so that I don't have to hang on so tight. Okay. I hope that the pile that you chose resonates with you. Remember that this is not only a new moon, which is where we set all the intentions for the full moon, right? We're setting down those intentions, but it's also the 111, which is just a magical number. It is a magical number which has followed me most of my life, and it allows this, again, this swirl of positive energy and confirmational energy that you're going down the right path. So this is an amazing day. Set those intentions, write them out, get them from your internal world to your physical world so that they match, and allow this flow of energy. A lot of these three were about this energy of releasing and coming up with new ways of doing something. And the Capricorn new moon is perfect for it. So thank you so much for joining me today. I have you really just have the most blessed new moon. And I'll see you next time.